Hey guys, this is Lori with Elm's Crafty Creations, and I am here with a new project share and tutorial for you. This is a 8 by 8 album, and so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through it, and then I'm going to show you how I did the page style after the review. So I wanted to tell you quickly that I used the Photoplay Those Summer Days by Tracy Smith collection. So this is what it looks like. It's really cute. And I do have a materials list in the description box down below, as well as the measurements for everything here, the album and the page style. So on the front cover, what I have done is I've layered a couple of pieces of just basic color cardstock, yellow and pink, and then I did the flip-flops in the background. This is just a cut apart mounted on black cardstock, and then I put one of these fun little shaker stickers. I got these from Michael's. This is the only thing that I used, I think, that wasn't included in the kit that I got from countrycraftcreations.com, and I used these Michael's Recollection stickers. They're puffy and they have glitter, and what's not to love about that? So I have a little ribbon closure here. There's the spine, and I just did, again, I layered the two pieces of paper, and I did the popsicle border sticker. And then on the back, I did my favorite thing, and I layered again the two pieces of paper, and then I did my hexagons with all of the different pieces of the pattern paper that I had left. So on the inside, and this ribbon is really cute. This dot ribbon is also in the store at countrycraftcreations.com. I thought it was really cute for this collection. And then the seam binding colors I got were green, pink, and yellow. Super cute. I have two stickers here, and then my favorite thing to do on the front and back covers is pockets. So I have a 3x4 cut apart here, a little, this was from the Ephemra pack, and then I did some photo mats. So there's one there, and then I did this larger one here. Oops. So it flips this way. Super cute. And then on this side, all of the page styles are the same, but what I did is I took away elements or I changed them around to make the book look different. So I'll show you that in the tutorial. So I have a large flap here, and I've added some seam binding, a cut apart, and I've layered, I had some of the Authentique Spectrum paper in my kit as well. So I really liked how this layering turned out. So this is a magnetic flap. It flips up, and then I have the sun paper here, and then these two flaps open. They'll hold 4 4x6 photos, and then you have the inside. And then this opens, and I've done a couple of photo mats here. Here I did 2 4x4s, just some stickers from the collection. Right here I did stickers. I love the sunglass stickers. And then there's a cut apart in this little pocket here that says summer. And then here is just a photo mat. I didn't put the white place photo in every space because I didn't want to bulk up the album too much. But I like to see it in the smaller spaces so you get a better idea of how it's going to look with photos. And then I put a sticker there. So on this side, I have a pocket here, and I've done 2 photo mats on each side. And so you could choose to do these either portrait or landscape. I chose to do most of mine landscape because I actually do turn my phone around a lot when I take photos and do landscape photos. And then I just have one simple photo mat here that will hold a 4x6 in the angled pocket. And then I did a photo mat here. And this one you could choose whether you wanted to do it landscape or portrait. And then I added a little pocket on this side. This was just a little piece of ephemera that I added and made it into a tag. And then I have 2 cut aparts. And then there's that cute paper. And then here I did the portrait. And again, a portrait photo there. On this side, what I did is it's the same page style, but I took away the 2 flaps on the inside. So I've added some seam binding. This whole piece came in the ephemera pack, and so I punched it apart and just glued it just like it was. And this flips up, so you have this large space up here for a photo, and then this space right here it's also magnetic, and then it flips open. Again, these are for 3x3 photos, and I just put, I think this is a sticker and a piece of ephemera. Right here I have another cut apart, the same one that's on the front cover, and then this is a sticker. I added some seam binding to my photo here, and of course you can tuck your photo behind this as well as behind these 3 elements. These were from the ephemera pack. Turn it over, and again we have the large photo mat here, and I added lots of stickers, and these were from the ephemera pack. And then I have just the plain photo mat. This was from the ephemera pack too. It says made in the shade, and I just love these 2 papers. They were so cute. The sunglasses was probably my favorite paper of the collection. And this one says find me under the sun. And then again I have a pocket and a 4x4 and a 3x4. A sticker here, and then a piece of ephemera here. I've laid this photo mat here randomly because this keeps getting caught on my swing tab right here. So just be aware of that if you happen to do the swing tab. You could also do a magnetic closure there. So I made this photo mat just to prevent that from happening. It just lays right there. This one, this is a piece from the ephemera pack, just a swing tab. So you see now this design, I've changed it up, but I've used the same elements. I made the flap shorter, and I've changed the arrangement of them. So these open up for 2 4x4 photos, and then this large one opens up. So you have the space up there, and then all that space right there for photos. So same elements, just rearranged. On the inside here, I do have a photo mat here, and I meant to put paper on this, but I forgot. So, and this is a sticker from the collection. I rounded the corners on the pocket. And then I did 2 photo mats and added some stickers and then some seam binding. On this side, again, another photo mat. This one I did landscape, and then on this side I did portrait. So you could do whatever you like. And then I have 2 photo mats there, just a plain one and then a 4x4 with a cut apart. And again, photo mat there. There's a pocket with 2 cut aparts. And then another photo mat, a photo mat, and then again a pocket on the end. I added some seam binding, a sticker, and then I have a photo mat there. And then this one I did portrait and added a couple of stickers. So I thought it was really cute. So I love the paper. It was so cute. And the tutorial is going to be super easy. So as I said, you can change it however you want. You can do every page like this. You could do every page with just the large flap right here. And then the rest of it's all the same. Or you could do every page like this with the 2 shorter flaps. So it's just up to you and how you want to do it. So you can add or subtract elements. So I'm just going to put this to the side and grab my pre-cut items. So let's see, let's start. You're going to make 3 pages. We're going to start with this piece. So you need to cut 3 just like this at 7.5 by 12 inches. You're going to score on the 12-inch side at 7.5 and then fold that this way. And that's going to be your first piece. Super easy. We're going to put a large flap on top of this. But first I'm going to do the binding pocket in the back. So flip this over. And on the back we're going to do a binding pocket. And that's going to be cut to 6 inches by 8.5. Scoring the 8.5 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. And I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to fold on the score lines. And I hope you can see with this paper, this is all I had to use besides black. So I try to use paper that's easy for you guys to tell what I'm doing. So I have my glue on both of my folds, and I'm going to stick it down all the way on the right hand side. There we go. So this is the pocket that will fit into your binding. See, it's open on both ends. So that will fit onto your hinge. Now once that's done, you flip this over. Actually, this stays closed. And you're going to cut a large flap to 7.5 by 8. You're going to score on the 8-inch side at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and miter these corners. And then fold on the score line. I'm going to put glue on the inside here. And I'm going to stick it on the inside of the pocket that we just created with the glue side up. And there is a full page flap. Okay. Now we can add our front flap. So this is where you get to decide what you want to do. On the very first page, I'm going to run through all of it with you. Looks like did I cut that one a little short? I thought it should be, yeah, it should be the full length, so it looks like I cut it a little short. It should be 8 inches. So I think I had it written down wrong. 5. Sorry. Why is it lately that every single time I do these tutorials I find something that I did wrong? Okay. I must be getting in too big of a hurry. So the front flap is going to be 5 1/4 by 7. 5 1/4 by 8. So this is wrong. 8. You're going to fold, you're going to score on the 8-inch side at 1/2 inch, and then you're going to fold on that score line. You could either put the glue on this part of the flap and glue it down up top, but what I did is I put it on the inside and glued it over, so I do it on the inside. And then you want to get it in the middle as best you can, and then fold it down. That's what I did on mine. So it's whatever your preference is. If you want to glue it on top of the flap, that's fine too. It'll work. So I cut mine a little shorter than I should have. So there you go. There's the front flap. Now I added this flap to every single one of my pages. And then this one, next I did 2 flaps at 4 1/2 by 6 3/4, and I scored on the 6 3/4 inch side at 1/2 inch. Now you can do these on one page. I left them off entirely, and on another page I did them at 4 1/2 by 5, and I scored on the 5-inch side at 1/2 inch, and I just made them shorter. So that's your preference, up to you, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to fold on both of these, and I'm going to flip this up. And what I did, the first one, I added my glue here on the outside of the flap, and I stuck it in the middle. And I'm just guesstimating here, so hopefully it looks even. And then I took the other one, and I think I actually wrapped it around I put the glue on the inside, and I wrapped it around here, the flap, the large flap, and did it like this. Now if you want to just put it on top of a large flap, you can do that too. Okay? Oh no! Seriously? Did I just... Why do I always do that? I glued down the wrong. So, okay, when you're gluing, make sure you don't glue down this flap as well, like I just did. So maybe you should leave this flap open when you're gluing. So I had this flap closed and I actually glued it to the inside of this flap like I wasn't supposed to. So maybe keep that flap open. Okay, so that's all that I did for that page. So like I said, you can change it by changing up the flaps. You could leave this flap off. You could leave these off. You can change the size of these or this one. And on one of them I put the big flap first and then the smaller ones over it. Whichever you want to do. Okay, on the inside of this, I'm going to do the pocket on this side. So you cut one piece to 3.5 by 8.5. You're going to score on the 3.5 inch side at 1/2 inch, and then on the 8.5 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. And miter your corners. Fold on your score lines. And I'm adding my glue. Now this time I want it closed, and I'm going to add it right on top. Just like this. And what I did is I rounded the corners right here, so if you want to do that you can. Now flip it over. On the back page we only have a couple of items. First, we're going to do the angled pocket on here. So you're going to cut one piece to 5.5 by 6.5. I'm going to miter on the corner and fold on the score lines, and then I'm going to cut my angle. So to do that, so I have both of my flaps folded in, I'm going to measure from the bottom up, and I'm going to make a mark at 2.5. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side from the top over. I'm going to make a mark at 2.5. And then I'm going to take my ruler and then I'm going to join the points together. And that's how I know where to cut. Then I'm going to cut this piece off. And that will create my angled pocket. Just like that. And then when you go to mat, these little marks will show unless you have dark paper, so you want to clean those up. And this goes right here. So I'm going to add my glue and stick it down. And that's all for that part. Now what we're going to do is add these pieces. Now we're going to add the first flap. It's going to be, let me just double check this real quick in my album. And then, okay. So you're going to take this one, which is cut at 6 7/8 by 6 1/4, and you're going to score on the 6 7/8 of an inch side at 1/2 inch and then at 5/8 of an inch. You're going to have a small 1/8 of an inch gusset. So fold first on the 5/8 of an inch score mark, and that will make it easier to fold on that smaller 1/8 of an inch score mark. So that will give you this little gusset here. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick this on the inside like so, with the glue on the flat facing up. So here we add our glue. Now I just did that small little gusset just to give this flap enough room to fold over when we put things inside this pocket. So now you're going to add the next flap. This one's cut to 6 3/4 by 6 1/4, and you're going to score on the 6 3/4 inch side at 1/2 inch, and then fold on that score line. Whoops. This time, actually, I'm going to add my glue on the outside of the flap, just like this. And I'm going to put it right on top of this one. I hope you can see. So I think next time I won't use the light colored cardstock, so I think it's harder for you guys to see what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to open this flap up like this. So here's the angled pocket, and then we have the two flaps, and I'm going to put a pocket right here. This one's cut to 2 inches by 7 1/8 inch. Score on the 2 inch side at 1/2 inch, and then on the 7/8 inch side at 1/2 inch on each end. And then miter your corners, and then fold. And add your glue. And then add this one all the way over to this side, away from the score line, just so that it'll come just short of the score line for this flap. That way your flap has plenty of room to close correctly. And that's it, guys. Wasn't that super easy? So I like mine to go this way. So you have the flaps, and then it opens, you have a pocket, and then you can do your layouts like I did if you want, or you can just paper them and leave them plain and put your photos on top of that. And then you have a pocket here for a large photo mat, and then a pocket here, and then a photo mat, pocket, photo mat, and photo mat. So I hope you like it. I will also put in the measurements all of the, the measurements for the photo mats that I used in my book as well. So that way you'll have all the measurements for the photo mats for the pockets that are larger that I did. So I hope you enjoy. Visit countrycraftcreations.com for all the supplies to make this album, including the Photoplay Those Summer Days collection, and visit us on Facebook. There's 2 Facebook groups you can join. It's Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, as well as my Facebook page, which is LM's Crafty Creations. So go on there, post photos of your albums that you make using my tutorials, and I would love to see them. Thanks for watching.